Hello everyone, welcome to Fridays at 4 on twitch.tv/DDOstream. I'm your community manager, Cordovan, and I'll be with you for the next hour. We have got Myth Drannor to talk about. We have got some questing on a ER-TR'd character that I just got done the last 45 minutes here or so before going live. So we're going to go all the way back to Snowy Side Korthos for the gameplay section of the show to play a brand new Eladrin character that, like I said, over on Sorlona, I took my old Bard and ER-TR'd her and made her an Eladrin. So we're going to check that out a little bit later. You'll get to see me play Sorcerer, a Wild Mage Sorcerer, a class I don't typically play much, either in tabletop or DDO, but I'll be playing it on the stream here today. So we'll see how well I do, but it's going to be Korthos, so it'll be just fine, everyone. How are you doing this fine Friday afternoon? Let me get to some game news. There we go. So, obviously, the biggest bit of news here for today's show is that we did start on Wednesday of this week with our pre-purchase campaign for Magic of Myth Drannor, our next expansion that's going to be arriving on July 31st here to Dungeons & Dragons Online. You can find out all the info you'd possibly want to know about it by going to ddo.com/myth-drannor. Myth-drannor. It's available in the DDO market in our typical 3-tier bundles, and find out a whole bunch more about it by going to the web page here. And I did play the trailer for the coming soon thing here. So if you haven't seen the trailer, that's up on YouTube, but you probably just saw it. So we're heading into the Forgotten Realms, into the ruins of Myth Drannor, and we're going to help the elves rebuild the capital, but there's monsters and stuff that we're going to, and the Red Wizards of Thay, and we're going to be dealing with them throughout the course of the expansion here. So, key features, of course, the Eladrin, wild magic. We've got the Red Wizards of Thay, some new monsters. They're dungeon level 13 and 35. We're bringing the level cap up to 34 here with the release of Myth Drannor. Not today, but today you can play the Eladrin Chaosmancer, the Wild Mage, and the Eladrin. Worth mentioning quick, the Wild Mage and the Eladrin are free to VIP. So if you're a VIP player who has not yet pre-purchased Myth Drannor, you can still play those two classes. And you can get a whole bunch more on the store page. This has been going live since Wednesday. I know there's a lot of content creators out there that have put together some really excellent videos and other work about that, so I don't want to repeat myself too much here today. I think you've probably seen it. It's hard to believe that the launch of a new expansion can be old news within a couple of days, but you know, the times we live in is such that you probably already know about it. If you don't, though, please do feel free to ask questions in chat. I'll do my best to answer your questions. We do have a FAQ up on DDO.com. It does talk about the things that will be broken out separately in the DDO store in January. So January of next year, you'll be able to pick up just the content. The Eladrin character race, Chaosmancer Iconic, Wild Mage Archetype, the +3 Racial Action Point Tome per character, and the upgrades are going to be available on a per character basis as well. Yes, loaf beef. I'm aware of that bug right now. We have an issue where there's an incomplete animation set for artificers with repeating crossbows. And that's something that will be, well, it may be more than just repeating crossbows, maybe just crossbows. But I am hearing it mostly with Eladrin arties on their repeaters. And that's something we'll be working to correct here, rather, in the very near future. This is a pretty hot weekend, though. Besides playing your Eladrin, maybe picking up those racial past lives and what have you, we have a pretty killer bonus this week. Plus 15% VIP XP through June 19th. So, reason that matters is this does work for your Otto's Box XP stones if you are working to perhaps get those things done. Of course, you're welcome to play the Eladrin, but I know that we have some folks who might indeed be doing something like that this weekend. So, not only does the VIP XP thing stack, but I would mention our summer sales are in their second week here too, and that means 35% off plus 20 Hearts of Wood with a bonus plus 5 Heart of Wood with your purchase. That allows for dealing with any multi-class scenarios where you'd hit the max number of multi-class character limit. But I would mention, that Heart of Wood is based on the character class that you are currently playing at the time of your true reincarnation, and the plus 20 Heart of Wood for those who wished for it to be thus. You can change basically whatever class you want, so you kind of pick up whatever class life feat this weekend. 35% off for that plus 20 and 15% VIP XP through the 19th, so maybe you might want to do that. If not, that's cool too, but it's a pretty good way to go about it if you're looking to pick up a class life, particularly maybe a class that you already play and have your 3 lives from or what have you. If you want to change it up, you can do that with that plus 20 Heart of Wood. We also have half off the Traveler's Terrific Trunk and the Wish for Memories, not the Eladrin Wish for Memories. That's not available yet, but it will be in a future update. No time to be announced there. Also, if you don't have the Artificer yet, Artificer is 75% off this week through next Thursday, so perhaps consider picking up the Artificer class if that is of interest to you. The other bit of news that I would mention is that on Wednesday we did release Update 68 this week. So the bulk of Update 68 is in fact the pre-purchase campaign for Magic of Myth Drannor, but that's not everything. We also have information about the Wild Magic, the Eladrin Chaos Mancer. You saw last week with guest Torque talking about those things, and we do have some other bug fixes and such in the notes as well. So you can take a look at that. You can find that on DDO.com. Nothing too major that I should mention in regard to the bug fixes. You can just take a look at that if you want to. We are aware that our attempt to fix the voice chat bug was not successful, sadly, this week. And there's a issue that some people are calling a Raptor sound crash, and I think that's probably true, that it seems to be related to the Raptor, but we've been having trouble getting that reproduced in-house, as it were. So what I'm hearing from the forums is that if you go into your Windows settings and you're set to 44.1 kilohertz for your audio, setting that to 48 kilohertz will 48,000 kilohertz will perhaps solve that problem for you. But nonetheless, our next game update, time TBD, but our next game update is likely to include a rollback of the OpenAL driver update that is likely to be the cause of both of these issues. So, well, no, let me correct that. Likely to be the cause of the voice chat bug, and we are working in that same patch to correct the Raptor sound crash as well. We do have a few minor known issues that you should read up on. Particularly the voice chat issue, which isn't minor, but you know what I mean. And then we're working on a few other polish issues as well. I know that there's something that people are seeing with the flying carpet mount that is not dependent, like when you're drinking a thing, it's kind of flipping on its side. And that we've got an animator working on as well. I don't know. So, Johnny, let me back up. I didn't want to imply that we have a patch set for next Wednesday. We might, but I think it may be a little longer than that before we're able to get the next patch out. I think we may be targeting the week after, just due to the work that we're expecting to be done and the timeline that we have to operate under in order to make that happen. So I don't know that we're going to see a patch next week. It might be the week after that. I would also mention in regard to Myth Drannor content previews on Lamania, that also is not going to be happening next week, but we do tentatively have it set for perhaps as soon as the week after that. Stay tuned for more information, but we could see our first Myth Drannor content preview here in a couple of weeks. that's what we really have on the schedule short term, right? We're getting ready to do our Lamania content previews for Myth Drannor. We're working on a follow-up patch for it, and then we're getting ready to release it itself as Update 69 on July 31st. That's the announced date. If that ends up changing, we'll let you know. It's not entirely uncommon that sometimes we'll move it a day or two as we get actually close to the build and what have you. But that's the plan, is July 31st. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Alright. Well, this isn't right at all, people. This is what I get for going live without checking my settings. Let me do my best to take care of that. There we go. Actually, I'm going to get rid of that because I don't want to imply that it is actual Myth Drannor content. And there I am. Hello. Wow. Alright. Big whoops. Okay. Here I am. So I've got a, my character that I just ERTR'd. So I've pretty much got nothing. And I thought we would actually just go all the way through the tutorial. I could skip this, but
if what
I'm not going to.
Said was true, no one but you made it to the island alive. It may be worth following this road for now.
So there is a specific bug as well that has been reported to us that is also part of the reason why I'm doing Snowy Side Korthos. And that is that...
Go ahead, give it a few swings.
There we go.
As you take hold of the weapon, feeling its balance, you can't help but notice this Jeets has more he wants to say.
Tell her to keep
Salinas
her
is in the grotto. I shall show you the way.
So there's a very, there's a bug we're looking at, which is, on the one hand, awful bad, and we will also get it corrected, but on the other hand is kind of funny. And that is that we have seen a case where wild magic caused a squirrel to appear when sitting outside of the grotto.
Go inside and speak with Salinas.
Or inside of the quest here with Salinas. A squirrel will appear, and then Salinas will attack the squirrel.
Is this Salinas, the cleric you were sent to find?
I don't know if I can actually make that happen or not.
First, I shall surround us with a protection spell.
Her spell temporarily prevents you from dying.
Oops, I need to
though
get
you
Omni
can
spell as
still
well, I guess.
suffer injuries. This effect will wear off when you leave these caves.
Well, see, that's the funny thing. You might be able to die, theoretically. If you worked on it hard enough, you might be able to die by summoning a squirrel,
There must be a way to open
having Salinas attack you through the squirrel before actually applying the anti-death effect. I don't know if that's true or not. Like I say, we haven't actually been able to repro it, but it came in as a bug, and I think that's about the funniest thing ever.
Coming from the corridor.
Well, the second funniest thing ever. The funniest thing ever being the squirrel attack.
The corroded lever at the rear of this corridor most likely controls the gate where the cleric, Salinas, is waiting.
But no time to dawdle.
Unfortunately, it didn't happen on stream here today. I was kind of hoping it might. I suppose I could have sat there and tried to make it happen, but I will do that on off hours. Nonetheless, if I can get it to happen, I'm going to upload it as a YouTube short, which, by the way, was why my screen was all messed up there.
I'll take point. Talbron, cover me with your spells. Jeets, kill anything that tries to flank us. You charge! What? It's empty.
Because I've been trying to do a little bit on the vertical video side, Facebook Reels, YouTube Shorts.
Be logical to
It's not a big deal. If you're not into those things, you're not really going to miss anything. I wouldn't expect. But realistically, that is the way of the day. People are into that vertical video, and it does get a lot of views. So I've been starting to try to take some of our... Oh, there's the squirrel. Come on. Can you do it? Salimas, go attack the squirrel.
For the flame!
Oh. No, it'll be fixed before we would do another hardcore season. It'll be fixed as soon as we can.
Are you
But
scared of me? Come down and fight. Purge the wicked!
all right.
Such is the fate of evil. Now, let's find a way out of here.
Can't pick this. Anyone see a key?
curious. I just stepped on something.
Good work! I see a key down there.
You grab the
Who's up for a
silver
swim?
key. Time to swim
Can't
for
your
the
phobia
surface.
mean anything to you?
By the way, so I saw the forums this week. Someone was kind of claiming that this ladder is having a ladder bug issue, and I am not seeing it. I mean, look at that. You see a ladder bug? I'm not seeing a ladder bug on this ladder. So whoever is on the forums that experienced it, please do submit a bug report, ideally with video of it, because I ain't seeing it.
I'm weary.
Any kind of update to the font size would require,
I still got
would probably be part of a larger
all
overhaul
night long.
of the user interface. So I think it would have to come as part of that.
Ha! It was no match for yours truly. You can open the door now.
You two having fun? It's time for us to go. The High Priestess should be up ahead.
I really do want to thank everyone who has been a part of our recent Eladrin and Chaosmancer and Wild Mage content creator preview. It was not just, say, live streamers, it was also wiki editors and a bunch of other folks. It's been nice to get everyone onboarded for that as well, because in the near future, well, in the future we'll be doing more of those kind of things. But it's also been nice to see some of those same content creators do stories about Magica Myth Drannor. I know Axel has done like a kind of a comparison video, and Strimtom's done his typical work, etc. And so there's been a lot of good content released this week, except for mine.
Salimas do her thing. You and I'll take care of the important stuff.
This is just kind of a an aftermarket stream, I guess you could say. But
My rogue senses are tingling. There's something fishy in
You
this
feel
room.
a stiff
Try
draft
searching
from
around.
somewhere in this room. Perhaps the hidden passage to the
so
village is
I
in
saw
here.
that forum thread, Divine Sword, about riding the storm out perhaps not working correctly. I need to follow up with the team to see what they know about that and what the plan is. What the plan is to deal with that. So. Well, hello from Iceland.
Stepping out of the grotto, you find yourself in Korthos village. The Sahuagin have threatened this place for generations. Judging from how it looks now, the Sahuagin are winning. However, some hopeful souls still hold out for help to arrive.
Okay, so, oh, it's actually you, Divine Sword, who reported it. In your Wednesday night raid, you attempted to do Riding the Storm Out. You were unable to start it, as the Simon Says puzzle on the right could not be finished. You would do all 3 rounds, and the puzzle would lock, but the final light would not light. Okay. Alright, well, I will make sure that our QA team is aware of that one.
Coming from deep
Also, I'm getting
in
some help here because I am
strange and
on Elite,
unsettling
and I
echoes
am
that Kaya spoke
not
of.
geared yet.
And
And that way I can chat and let Byron take care of the problem.
Man glares at you.
And if something does get to me, then I can have my hireling cleric just take care of me. So we'll do that.
Strange. Sarcophagi line the wall. You notice something strange about the wall to the west. If you search the wall, you may discover more. What were those cultists? A treasure chest glimmers in the dark passage here.
Byron Scout
There's a
Sword, Korthos
someone
MVP, absolutely.
performing some kind of ritual.
We all know it's true.
Come, dead son of Korthos, rise and do my...
The altar glows with dark power, and the Sahuagin continues.
Kill everyone in Korthos. Kill...
The Sahuagin were using this vile devourer altar to create
Yes, so
undead.
just
A magical
to
crest
get chat up
appears
to
from the
date,
destroyed
I went and
altar.
found a character that was at
Take it with you.
able to
It may be
at a stage where
useful
I could just
later.
epic reincarnate and then true
Continue to
reincarnate.
hear
I found my
cultists
character
spout their
on
evil work from
Sarlona,
further inside the
and that
crypt.
was in that state, and Bean was an old swashbuckling bard. And so I just wanted, it seemed like a good character to not, because I didn't want to give up my Dragonlord yet. I'm liking my Dragonlord on Orion. And I looked at our Mog, who
slay
was
these
my
foul
fighter
cultists,
character.
Take care to keep
And
your
that was
own
another
company.
option too, but I kind of like Armagh, where he is as well. And then my other characters aren't quite
Another
level
treasure
30 in
chest.
order to
Perhaps
epic
the
reincarnate and
cultists
true
brought it
reincarnate.
here,
So,
but it's yours
but Bean
now.
here over on Sarlona was in a perfect state to just sort of get it done in the course of about
There's another
30 minutes
Sahuagin.
and
It croaks.
be able to
Cragwolf
wild magic
hated
Eladrin it up
the
here for
life
the
who served the
next
light.
couple of weeks here at least.
But in
I don't know
death,
that I'm actually
who
going to be
shall serve
playing
the
only the level
devourer?
stuff. I will probably end up using an XP stone at some point, but because I am also not much of a Sorc player at this point, I don't
These
really play a lot of
devourer
sorcerers.
altars will
I didn't
create
want
a
to jump
blight of
right to
undead upon Korthos.
epic and then be like, I don't even
Another
know what I'm
crest
doing.
drops out
So.
as you smash the altar. There might still be other altars elsewhere in this crypt.
Yeah. I imagine they're both High Lords, aren't they? Yeah. How much voice acting is in the new Myth Drannor expansion? So the voice recording sessions have not happened yet, but I don't know how. Let me see. Let me check something. So I heard from Knockback this week, who typically is one of the main people who coordinates our
In the
VO
middle of
work
this chamber is an evil
on behalf of the
devourer
content
altar.
team.
But
And it looks like we're
the
going to
Sahuagin
have
rumbles.
3
For
Dungeon Master
generations,
VO
the
actors
human
for
haters
Myth
have
Drannor.
forestalled us. Now
Gosh,
the
I don't know if
dead
the
haters
contract
shall
is
serve
signed.
the devourer as slaves. They'll be the army to
I
crush the
assume so.
Korthos resistance.
Cries the Sahuagin. The
Yeah, I
Sahuagin's
can't. I can't.
when
Not
the
until I
altar
actually ask.
collapses,
I know the
third
names of
crest
one of the
appears.
DMs, and it's someone pretty
It
cool.
glows with cold
Not
magic.
a, say, popular celebrity like maybe a Will Wheaton or something like that, but a name that if you pay attention to video game
chest.
VO,
It's out in the
oh,
open and
what
unprotected.
am I doing?
And that's probably what the dead cultist by the chest thought.
I'll check with a knockback and see if I can't say
A
name of the
magical
name. Oh,
barrier
you know what
blocks
I
the
didn't
way,
do?
And behind it, another
I am the worst.
Sahuagin performs
I forgot to
unholy
pick up the
rituals
crests.
at a devourer altar.
No, it's
This
not like Matt
barrier
Mercer.
appears linked to 3 sockets in the wall. If you find the crests to those sockets, it may allow you passage.
Let me do that again. Oh, for haste. I bet. So it's a voice actor that's done some pretty popular D&D based video games. And if I can say it, I'll say more soon. That would be sweet. No, I doubt we could afford Patrick Stewart, but that would be the best if we could. I don't know who the other 2 VO actors are. So I don't know if it's going to be Cindy or someone else. I'm sure that we will utilize Cindy Robinson's professional services for voice acting in the future, because she's just great. You love her, we love her. I mean, who doesn't like Cindy Robinson? So, but I don't know if that's the case for this particular next update or not. Ding ding. I would actually be down for Clint Howard. I think that'd be pretty cool. I mean, he's done all sorts of great stuff.
You fit the last crest in place, and the magic shield dissipates.
Oh, sure, now I get the
Sahuagin
haste boost.
inside
Thanks, Wild
spits out
Magic.
in a venomous voice. These fools who would keep Korthos shall be consumed by the Devourer.
Looking down at a corpse on the altar, the Sahuagin says,
And you, dead hero of hate and blood, shall be the Devourer's teeth.
Your bold action saved Korthos and brought the Sahuagin's fell scheme to naught. The treasure chest in the antechamber is now yours. Some of the braver villagers tried to stem the Sahuagin tide, but their courage led to naught but grievous injuries. Korthos needs someone with more than just guts.
Dust and mold fill this ill-maintained storehouse. You can hear the telltale skittering of vermin nearby.
Hey, that's the telltale skittering of vermin. Galanda distillate. Yeah, Gideon Emery's great.
This appears to be the main storeroom. It
You're
seems
talking
the
to
villagers have been
someone who has been a Jackie Chan fan for many, many years. Ever since ever since I saw I had an old bootleg copy of Drunken Master 2. Actually, it isn't bootleg. It was the Tai Sang import version that I picked up from a video rental store near the University of Minnesota. And they tended to cater to a lot of the Chinese community that was living in Minneapolis at that time. So it was a specifically Chinese language video store. All the videos were sometimes subtitled in English, like this one, which was Drunken Master 2. And I have been such a fan ever since I saw that. It blew my mind at that age. And still a big fan, so... They ended up re-releasing DM2 for the kind of American audiences. It got a release in, what was it, 94 or something like that, a few years later? Maybe 2000 or so? I don't remember when that was. But the problem is the soundtrack got changed. And the soundtrack just makes such a big difference. I was always really sad because it just wasn't great.
Protective spell dissipates. All that remains now is to take and deliver the scroll.
Really? Does that emotional damage meme come from a Jackie Chan movie? I didn't realize that. I am surprised. Okay. Okay, I didn't think so. Okay, I didn't know. So, that makes sense. But it maybe isn't. It's from YouTube? Like actually from like the YouTube sound library or something like that? Okay.
You can feel the life-saving heat emanating from the magic crystal Boldar spoke of. But from the shadows approach those who would doom Korthos by destroy.
Well, Vampy, if you're not a DDO player, first off, welcome to DDO Stream. It's nice to have you here. It should be a bunch of streams that you can check out. So, not just me, but we have shows all week long. Get you nice and set up on DDO. And yeah, you can create an account for free. Don't even need a credit card to sign up if you don't want to. And, I'd be happy to have you. I usually do just skip to Sunnyside Korthos, but I just figured I'd do this for funsies. Oh no! Oh, God.
As the crystal with a well-aimed blow, Korthos is doomed to an icy grave.
Fine. Let me do that again. Oh, okay. I don't think I caused that. I think
the
there was just a
cell where the Cainith
bad
crystal
hit.
is
I'll have to set my hirelings both to aggressive. Should take care of it.
You can feel the life-saving heat emanating from
Korthos
the magic
is dead
crystal
forever.
Boldar spoke of.
Well, the other thing I can do is I
From
could
the
stop fighting him by the
shadows
crystal.
approach those who would doom Korthos by destroying it.
Yep. So because of that VIP XP, I probably will use one of my stashed XP stones on this character. I just kind of wanted to play around a little bit with wild magic and get a little more used to this before I went and did it. No!
Ghastly Korthos shatters the crystal with a well-aimed blow. Korthos is doomed to an icy grave.
No. Well, if I need to, first off, let me actually set my character up slightly, a little bit better here. I will go in on a lower difficulty, I think, just to get that one quest done. Alright, is there any... do I have any spell slots open? No, I don't. But I do need to... swap quick and pick up some Omni spell, I think. Also... there we go. There we go. Get the SLA as well. There we go. We'll have two. Alright. Let me drop that to hard.
Ahead is the cellar where the Cainith crystal is hidden. You can feel the life-saving heat emanating from the magic crystal Boldar spoke of. But from the shadows approach those who
Ro is no
doom
longer
Korthos
being spoken by the
destroying
villagers.
it.
Nice. Yeah, some idiots here now. I don't know. I don't know what they want. Just dropping glanded distillate everywhere. Yeah, so Loaf Beef, if you recall, some of the discussion about the change to Trip and Improve Trip is really a direct result of the conversations that took place on the live stream here at one point when Tonquin was on, right? Because we were talking, the chat was talking about how Trip and Improve Trip were not really functioning like they should be. And so work was done to update trip here for update 68 this week. I haven't really used it yet. My Dragon Lord, remember, got improved trip just for funsies to see how it would go, but I haven't really had an opportunity to check it out yet. So, what are you? How is trip an improved trip here with the release of update 68? Hey, well, if the Korthos Crystal Company is mad at me, then they can design a stronger crystal. Yeah, so that's actually part of the reason I didn't ERTR. Well, I mean, I also like my Dragon Lord. That was the main reason I didn't ERTR my character on Orion. There we go.
The Caneth crystal and saving Korthos.
No, not the developer's crystal design. The crystal design's just fine. I'm just saying, you know, people who put it in that manufacturer need to have a better warranty.
Hero. It is on the people's lips as you walk by. Cautious looks have become friendly nods. Then word comes that your presence is requested in the tavern.
I actually like our crystal design. I think it's pretty good. Alright, anyway, real quick, let me do something here. I want to open up the store and just for today pick me up some Omnispell. I actually probably have a whole bunch in my bank when I get there, but I'm not there yet. So alright. Yes, I think it is a 3-hit. Although it's on Elite, it's always been tougher. You know, this isn't the first time I've seen. I've had a few struggles with the Caneth Crystal on Elite. The mobs just hit harder, and that makes the crystal go down faster. But it's such a small quest, dropping it to hard or whatever. It doesn't really matter.
Your stalwart defense gives the Sahagin pause, but you hear more of them gathering outside for a final assault. You notice a small chest hidden behind.
I noticed a small chest. Alright. What's up? Oh, you want my, you want this. Alright.
You have weathered the Southwagen storm. Now, after that traitorous Jacoby Drexelhand, he must have fled into the cellar. Drexelhand isn't here.
Good point. My son brings up the fact that I should mention a couple of things. First off, happy Father's Day to this weekend to any dads out there. And second, here's a dad joke for you. Shrimp fried rice? You mean the shrimp fry the rice? Oh, it's good. What's brown and sticky? A stick. So, you know, I've actually brought it up quite a bit in the past, how I am... There's a lot that I want to know about DDO. I do my best to be as up-to-date as I can be on the game. You know, I'm probably never going to be equal to your Strim Toms and your Doms and such in regard to your Deathies, in regard to, like, build metas and all that sort of thing. I was never like that, even ever. It's just not how I play video games in general. I'm not a big meta player in general. But Sorcerer is a bit of a blind spot for me. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to, in these next couple of months, to, I think, focus on this Eladrin and play Sorc more on stream. It'll be really the first time, I think, in any substantive way that I've played a spellcaster on, a Sorcerer-style spellcaster on camera at all. Much less a brand new one. But I think I'm going to do that because it should be a pretty good time. So we'll see. We'll see. But it'll be interesting, and maybe you can give me some build advice and gear advice and what have you for the show here in the coming weeks. This is on Sarlona, and that's not a bad idea. I could open up some public grouping when we get voice chat fixed and such, or do it off Discord or something like that. Do I need any of this?
Your victories have made the village much safer, but only temporarily. It's time to take the fight to the Sahuagin, out in the
I'll have to do that
wilds of Korthos
off-camera.
Island.
Alright. The word on voice chat is, I think what we're going to end up doing is rolling back the OpenAL driver completely. Just roll it back to the last working state, and that'll not solve the problem per se, but it'll prevent the symptom from taking place in our game. And then at some point, because we do need and want to update the OpenAL driver, but clearly that's the one thing that changed, that caused, as soon as we did that, it caused the voice chat bug. And we've been struggling to get it reproduced in-house, but it seems likely that that's the cause, regardless of our ability to reproduce it. So for our next game update, which I don't think is going to be next week, but perhaps as soon as the week after that, then we can hopefully get voice chat back and working for everybody as quickly as we can. And we now we're at... Oh, here we go. Let's bring this up. I've got this new flying carpet. Some people have been said that we should give it like some kind of automatic feather fall effect. That might be a little tricky because mounts don't really have the ability to take enhancements as far as I'm aware. So I don't know, even though it's a great idea, I don't know that it's actually something we're likely to be able to do.
A mangled
But it is a
silver
cool idea,
leads to
that's
an
for
old
sure.
abandoned Cannith manufactory.
How many dads does it take to create a side-splitting dad joke? No one knows. It's true.
You enter one of the laboratories where decades ago, House Caniff first imbued mystical. The doorway ahead has been boarded up. Oddly, the work looks very recent.
It could apply Featherfall to you or something like that. I mean, yeah, you're right. There are some ways to deal with it, but... Hello, Cozy. How you doing? Eberron-themed motorcycle. That'd be funny. I don't know that there are a lot of... Well, maybe I'm not up to speed. I was just going to say, I don't think that I have read, certainly not in the 4th edition source book, which is the one that I'm most familiar with for Eberron. But, I don't think there's a lot of personal vehicles, are
A
there?
magical barrier humming with compressed energy resolutely blocks your path. You hope you can find a way to disable it someday.
Oh, there we go. The coconut one. You know, I'm surprised some video game hasn't done that.
Chemical compound coat these humming Caniff power crystals in a
You would
hard
think someone
protective
might.
layer. You also notice several valves of various sizes spread around the room. Upon turning the valve, you hear a definite alteration in the pitch of the hiss as the gas struggles to flow around your obstruction. Without the alchemical jets coating the Caniff power crystals, as the last crystal shatters, the hum of power slowly fades into a heavy silence.
A bank or ship access to Korthos. So there are specific reasons why Korthos is gated off from the rest of the game. Some of it has to do with older technological changes. If you remember, at one point we had an ability to play while you were downloading the game, and the way that that was possible was to download the Korthos Island section, this snowy side Korthos Island section in particular. And then while the rest of the game client was downloading, you can play snowy side Korthos.
The Sawagan found me.
But there's also
The air shimmers with
some amount of anti-spam and anti-fraud that is in place, and I think perhaps other games hide it maybe a little more strongly than we do. But if you think about it, you need to prevent someone from quick creating a free account, quick creating a free level 1 character, and then being able to engage with perhaps some particularly sensitive systems that that might be problematic to give access to right away like that. So it's more than just the old technology. There are other reasons why we do it as well. So as such, the ability to go straight from Snowy Side to, say, access a bank or something like that is something that we need to be careful about. For veteran players, though, what you would basically have to do is you'd have to create yet a third version that, if it determined that you were a veteran player, you had other characters on the account and things like that, that it would give you a different version of Snowy Side that would feature some of those functions. But it's a lot of work, and ultimately, most players will just skip to Sunnyside if it's relevant to you, and you can get to the bank pretty easily from there.
Stop until you're dead.
We do. I mean, to be clear there, Top Hat Tool Lab, that is what we do. So that's why it's not available on Snowy Side.
We might actually get through this. Just hold for a little longer.
Yeah. You know, pretty much anyone who's affected by, who would be affected by it has a pretty easy method to get around it. Now, I kind of get it, though. It would be nice for me to be able to just pop on the bank on Snowy Side and outfit my character and things, but it is the way it is for a bunch of different reasons.
Go now. Tell Ursa to hold the barricade just a little longer. Then meet Amalgam at the face of Misery's Peak when you're ready.
With Hayton finally persuaded to help, the people of Korthos might finally win their struggle. A mangled sewer grate leads to an old abandoned Kenneth
I am going to wrap it up here in a bit. It looks like we have a thunderstorm we're getting ready for here. It's gotten kind of dark all of a sudden.
Your finding Hayton transformed the village. It seems as if all of Korthos were holding out for news of your next
so here's
great
my
victory
Sorc trainer.
with bated breath.
Might as well take level 2 here. Magic Missile's always a good choice. Nyax is good. Night Shield is good, but you can get a night. Well, probably better to cast than that. I think I'll take Magic Missile. Should give me a couple more points. Kind of liking this Chaos Bolt, so we'll just keep doing that for now. Anyway, I think I'm gonna tear through the rest of this before I. Well, yeah, I will take care. I will not start next week's show at Snowy Side Korthos. I'll either swap on over to Sunny Side here real quick or do something else. So, has in-game chat been discussed? If you're talking about voice chat, yep, it's sort of the question of the day. One of the things that I've been hearing about most frequently in recent weeks since we caused this issue by updating OpenAL most likely. And our next game update, we're going to be rolling back the OpenAL driver update that is the likely cause of this issue. So it should be fixed with our next game update. What we had tried to do this week was correct it through a different method while maintaining the updated version of OpenAL. And it didn't take. So I think what we'll end up doing is just rolling back that driver, calling it done for now, and then we'll have to bring in the additional functionality that that update to OpenAL has in a different form in the future. Yes, and you have to update the... That's a good point. When you do get different tiers of the SLA, just swap it over the top. That's kind of an old one, too. In a world of teleport gates, etc., who's investing in a personal vehicle? Could be. All right, well, I think that's going to wrap it up then for Fridays at 4 here this week. Thanks so much for being here. You can find this show every Friday starting at 4 p.m. Eastern. You can find the full schedule over on twitch.tv/DDOstream. Hope you're enjoying Myth Drannor's pre-purchase content like the Eladrin and the Chaosmancer. Hope you can take advantage of that 15% VIP XP, additional 15% VIP XP. If you're not, maybe consider being VIP. We do have our VIP loyalty reward program. I would also mention the Year of the Dragon gift is going for another couple of weeks yet too, so make sure you do pick that up as well if you have not yet done so. Otherwise, I will see you all next week. Thanks for being here.